What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you got the rest, which is essential to all of us. I get it. I know what it's all about to drive and drive and push, and that is necessary too, right? We got to continue to take action, but there is a time, the old saying, a lot of people say, a lot of younger people, in fact, I used to say this quite a bit, is work hard, play hard. Now I say work hard, rest hard, recharge those batteries. And I hope you got the opportunity to get some rest over this weekend, at least a little bit. And I hope you're ready to get into this week with full on execution into what we talk about, which is the core four. And number one is our mindset and our connection to the divine, our connection to the higher power, connection to God. Number two is our health. Number three is our relationships, specifically our relationship to our partner or spouse, because that is so important. Keep our house in order, right? Even more important than your relationship to your kids. I've been to numerous meetings and I get it. The mastermind groups and the whole deal. Everybody says, this is my why. And they talk about their kids. Well, if your relationship to your partner or spouse is flawed and it's not 100% within integrity, whole, it is going to trickle down. In fact, the number one cause of trauma for children is the direct relationship, not of the child's relationship to their parents, but it's the relationship that the child witnesses of the parents to each other. Right. So let's put a big focus and emphasis on our love and relationships. Intimacy is essential in our lives. And finally, our businesses and our finances. And that is the hierarchy, everybody. I'll go through it one more quick time. Is the most important is our connection to God, the higher power, the universe, nature, mathematics, the quantum field, whatever we're going to call it. We're not going to ever fight about semantics because there is only one. We are all connected. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. We are all souls that have a body. We are not bodies that have a soul. And your soul is a direct reflection to this higher power, to this perfect divinity in which we live in. It's part of it. Just like they say in the holy books, God created man in his image. This is not physical. They're not talking about the physical image. They're talking about the soul. Right? There's not some God in the sky with a buzzed head and a goatee. God did not create, there's no God that's a physical thing. God is your soul. It's the same energy. It's all connected. It keeps the planets going. It's this perfect harmony that we witness. It's the energy and the power that heals your scrapes. You scraped yourself while you were cleaning out the garage. Well, you don't have to try to heal yourself. That God energy is going to do that. It's the energy that takes a acorn and turns it into an oak tree, right? You are directly connected to this beautiful symphony that's happening all around us. And that is the most important thing in our lives, to never forget that. Understand that you are a full-on creator, right? You are not just like a feather blowing in the wind and you're just a victim to the circumstances. No, you witness a direct reflection of your inner self. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. That is the most important thing. Like they say in the holy books, you got to seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all these things will be added onto you. Meaning, seek here, know your power, know your worth. It comes with self-love. It comes with self-trust. This is what we work on. These are the daily habits that we, practice every single day. And then all these things will be added onto you. The physical will be added onto you, right? It's perfectly acceptable and perfectly fine. And, to want for physical things, just, want from a place of, hey, this is an experience that I want to create in my life. There's no crime, no foul. It's not bad to want nice things and desire nice things. That's a good thing, right? You are far more powerful than anything physical. You can have anything physical that you want, but seek first the kingdom of God within you. Number two, of course, is our health. Without our health, it's kind of tough to run a business. It's kind of tough to kind of be a partner to your loved ones. It's kind of hard to be the best version of yourself without your health. Right. So we're going to put a big emphasis on that. We're going to put a big emphasis, as I already talked about, with our partner and spouse, and then, of course, into our businesses and finances. And what I want to share with you here today, I'm going to share my screen, is called the vibrational analysis chart. Let me make sure you can see this. Let me know in the comments if you can see it. And what we're looking at, and I first got the concept of the vibrational chart from one of my best mentors, which is Abraham Hicks. If you're not familiar with the teachings of Abraham, I highly suggest that you check it out. And really, everybody, we just got to keep it real. Everything in this entire world and universe and your entire life, it's all energy. At the end of the day, it is all about vibration. And now, some people are starting to check out. Some of you guys watching this, oh, here we go. We're getting woo woo, this and that. No. This isn't me just pulling rabbits out of hats here. This is Einstein. Okay. You want to argue with somebody, you argue with the science. People want to trust the science. Okay. Because we have never before seen a time in our history where science and spirituality have been more intertwined. The science of quantum physics is basically proving spirituality. It's talking about the intangible forces that affect our physical reality. And this is all happening through vibration. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You've heard of this stuff before. Good vibes, bad vibes. You feel it too. You're right in the thick of it. You walk into a situation, good vibes when you feel it, and bad vibes when you feel it. We live in a vibrational reality, and this is important to acknowledge. Okay? This isn't taking away from anything. This isn't taking away from any of your current beliefs, whatever those beliefs may be. We are simply proving the point, or not proving, discussing the point, which has already been proven, that everything on a physical level is actually vibration at the end of the day. If you break physical matter down to its finest and tiniest little particles, you are looking at, an atom, which is 99.9% energy. It's proven. Everybody, it's proven. So we got to pay attention to our vibration, and this vibrational scale is going to show you essentially the different levels of vibration. And at the top of this chart, at the top of this vibrational scale here, we got enlightenment, peace, joy, love. I want to focus today on the bottom of this chart, which is shame and guilt. These are the lowest vibrations we can experience. And I know from personal experience that many of us live in this bottom sector. We're living with shame and guilt. And a lot of this shame and guilt only comes from the past, everybody. You can only feel shame and you can only feel guilt from something that has happened in the past. And if the key to manifesting the life of your dreams is to become super aware of how you feel in the present moment, because here in the present moment is where all of your power is. You are a creator and you create now. You're not creating with your future thoughts. Your future thoughts can affect the way you feel now, but your vibration, your feeling right now is the point of power. This is the strongest point of attraction. This is the leading edge. This is the end all be all. It is all the present moment right now. How am I feeling now? So what we're going to do is start to pay attention to how we feel all the time. We're going to start to pay attention to our thoughts as well. We are no longer going to live in this hypnotic state where just thoughts are just coming and going and, directing us. And we're just have these knee-jerk reactions, right? That's how we've been living. Now we're going to take control. And the way to take control of your thoughts and the way to take control of your vibration is just, number one, to start paying attention to how you're thinking and how you're feeling right now in this moment. Next, we are looking at shame and guilt, because so many of us, including myself, have lived with shame and guilt for so long. And shame and guilt comes from our decisions from the past. I remember I used to wake up hungover and feel like I wanted to kill myself. I used to wake up and say, why do I do this all the time? Why am I drinking? Why am I getting hammered? Why do I feel like shit? I don't want to live anymore. Shame, guilt, right? So we must heal the past. We must heal the shame and the guilt for the present moment. And the way we're going to do that is by looking at the mistakes we've made in the past as a blessing. And you might be thinking, I'm nowhere close to that feeling right now. I'm thinking about the drama, the things I've done in the past. I've made so many mistakes. Okay. What we need to do is just start to feel a little bit better. We're not going to go from 0 to 100 miles an hour. We're not going to go from shame and guilt to enlightenment and peace in one moment, right? It's got to just we just got to work on feeling a little bit better. And the best way to overcome and the best way to start to heal from the shame and the guilt that we're carrying is to begin to ask ourselves, what is the lesson that I learned from this particular experience? Yes, I did this. Yes, this happened. Yes, these are mistakes. But what is the lesson? If we can begin to start to look at the things that we are shameful and feel guilty about as lessons, not losses, as lessons, we are well on our way to manifesting the life of our dreams, because we're going to start to just feel a little bit better. We're going to start to feel better now. And remember, all of our creative power is right now in the present moment. So when we think about the things that we might be carrying shame and guilt about, let's first start to ask ourselves, what did I learn from this experience? That's going to start to basically start to find the blessing in this. And that, my friends, is true healing, when we can begin to look at the things that we are shameful about, and we can begin to look at the things that we're feeling guilty about as, wow, I'm actually glad this happened to me, because if this didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be the person I am here today. That is true healing. That is when you can truly start moving your way up this vibrational chart, right? When we can start to get okay with the things we're currently feeling shame and guilt about, when we can begin to just live and sit with it and say, you know what? I'm happy that happened, because that helped create the person that I am here today. This is the first step. So things that we might be carrying shame about, things, oh, I said the wrong thing, I did something stupid, I shouldn't have got hammered last night, I shouldn't be looking at these things I'm looking at, I shouldn't be, you know what it is. And your conscious will tell you, you know, we don't need to discuss it together, but you know the things that you're carrying around, and you know what it is because of your conscience. And your conscience is the authentic voice of God. It is your highest self, your higher spiritual soul speaking to you by the way you feel. The things that you're doing in your life that you kind of think and feel like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, that is exactly the thing that is preventing you from getting up the chart into the next level. So instead of feeling like shit constantly, instead of feeling like, God, why do I always do this? I'm a loser, I'm this and that. Let's start to stop, pay attention to these feelings, and then start to heal. And the way we're going to heal is by saying, well, I'm glad this happened. That's the old version of me. But if that never happened, I wouldn't be the person I am here today. Start to look at your previous mistakes that you carried shame and guilt about as the stepping stone, as the bridge that allowed you to become the best version of yourself that you're being right here today. This is the first step. This is an amazing, amazing thing to do in your life. Start to pay attention through your conscience of the things that you're holding on to that you might be feeling shame and guilty about. And then instead of drowning in this shame, start to say, stop. Realize how you feel, acknowledge, that's called metacognition. Start to pay attention to how you're thinking, pay attention to how you're feeling, and then say, you know, that was a blessing. That was a blessing, right? And that allowed me to become the person I am here today. Very powerful. And now, when you can start to, and it's maybe not going to happen immediately. Maybe you got to kind of do this. Repetition is the mother of skill. Let's just do this practice every single day as a daily habit. And the way we're going to do this by paying attention to the way we're thinking and feeling. And when our conscious starts to feed us things that you know you shouldn't be doing, I don't need to tell you, you know what you're doing that you probably shouldn't be doing, right? So let's just start to pay attention to that and start to realize, I'm happy that I am where I'm at here today. Look at me. I'm in the present moment. Look at me. I'm paying attention to how I feel. You are well on your way to working your way up to a higher vibration. So, and obviously that is the key to life, is to learn these lessons. And if we can do it together on this journey, all the better. Hope everyone's ready for a great week ahead of us. I'm super excited. Lots going on this week, and I'm ready for it because I got proper rest. Rest is important. Everybody, make it a great day.